Good evening. It's Chanel from Complex Simplicity. Before I wound down for the night and started to watch some Braxton Family Values that I DVR'd, I wanted to do a quick vlog about my love story with my husband. And so I've said a few times on my website that I've met my husband at my job. We were in the social work field. I'm still at the job. He clearly is no more. He's a fireman. And we were co-workers. And I'll never forget when he first started. He started like 2 days before Christmas, which didn't even make sense to me. I'm like, who starts a new job 2 days before Christmas? I was working because I was new to the job, and, seniority was for the workers who had been there for a long period of time. They were able to take off for the holidays. So I was the newbie. I had to work. So be it. It's cool. And it was really just he and I in the office. That's how many people were off that day. And when he walked in, I remember saying, oh, he's like old school 1990s handsome. Like, my husband is fair skin, bald head, very clean shaven, handsome, like old school handsome, not the kind of handsome that you really saw that much anymore. And I remember saying, wow, he's kind of cute and handsome. But then you move on with life. I was dealing with whatever douchebag I was dealing with. I'm sure he had whatever females he was dealing with. And over time, and being co-workers, when you work in the social work field, you work a lot of late night hours. So if we're in the office till 8, 9 o'clock with a few other co-workers, you get to talking about life and just the battle of the sexes, why men do the things they do, why women are the way they are. I'm talking to this guy. Why is he having this girl call me? He's saying that he doesn't have a girlfriend, but she's calling my phone, all that kind of stuff. There's not many men in the social work field, so we used to bounce a lot of our man problems off with him. And let me speak for myself. I used to talk to him about some of my issues with the guys I was casually dating, and he would be straight up with me. And a lot of times he was telling me things that I really didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear it. And I was like, okay, he has nothing to lose in telling me this. We were just co-workers. It was cool vibes. And then I always say this to people. I had the nerve to put in my first full head sew-in weave. Now, Beyonce is like one of my favorite entertainers of all time. And I used to love her look, like her hair look, the wavy hair, like the sexy hair. And, I'm that girl that likes to dress sexy. Not meaning loose and all of that. I mean, I do love a good short, but like to work and stuff, I would wear heels and get my little sexy on. So, when you have that good weave, let me tell you something, it just magnifies it. And then I walked past him in the office and he was looking at me like, girl, what you doing? And I'm like, what? Because in my mind, I always thought he was cute. But I was like 22 years old. My husband's 6 years older than me. So I'm like, what's he going to want to do? He's like knocking on 30. What's he going to want to do with this little 22-year-old who's fresh out of college? And, over time, we continued over 8 months to get closer and closer. We would talk about life stuff. Not just us, our whole crew in our unit. And I used to really be like, wow, he kind of wants what I'm looking for. And I think he used to have that same feeling when I would talk, because me, I'm very expressive. And I don't know, I guess he just made a move after a while. I think at one point he was supposed to leave our job because he got a better gig within our agency. And then something happened where, we all said our goodbyes, and I was like, well, I guess I won't see him anymore. And that program shut down, so he had to come back to where he was. And I think I invited him to my 23rd birthday party at this bar. It was crazy, y'all. And he didn't come. And I was like, oh, whatever, who cares? I wasn't that serious because I still had whatever guys I was dealing with. And then, I don't know, I guess when he came back, he kind of just asked me out on a date. We went to the club, The Shadow, which was one of my favorite clubs. And I know that's kind of like a weird date to go on, but it was dope. He saw me come alive. When they played that good Beyonce, yes. This was when she came out with the B-Day album, and they played Deja Vu. Once I heard, baby, it was over. And he was looking at me like, this girl is going full throttle in the club. And I think what he loved about me was the fact that I didn't dance with anyone else. At one point, he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, I guess in his previous experiences, he was used to seeing the girl kind of dance with another dude or be talking to another guy. I was like just standing in the corner waiting for him. If guys try to dance with me, I was like, I'm good. I'm here with someone. And I think he digged that. And after that, that was all she wrote. September of 2006 was when it all started. And I would look forward to going to work off the strength that we would go places all the time on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday. It didn't matter. I was like, there's something about this guy. I mean, I've liked other guys in the past, but never like this. And we dated, I guess, again for like another 3 months. And then he brought me like a real diamond ring, asking me to be his girlfriend. And I said, there's something different about this guy. Most dudes, they're not going to buy you a diamond ring to ask you to be their girlfriend. And so that started the journey of me and my hubby. And I'm just so thankful for him. I thank God every day, even when he gets on my nerves. I love him to pieces. I wouldn't want to have anyone else be my companion in this thing called life. And he reminds me a lot of my father. That's why I always say on the website, ladies, it's so true. Like, it's just something innate in us. We kind of pick guys like our father a lot of the times. And in my case, I'm glad that I had an amazing dad that always, like I said before, he showed me my worth. He told me my worth. And I can honestly say that my husband treats me like a queen. And there are times where I'm sure I'm a pain in his side. Times where he just wants to be like, listen, woman. But he still goes hard for our family. And I appreciate it and probably could never fully thank him and express my appreciation for how he is. And ladies, gentlemen even, listen, don't give up on love. I always say this on the website. Please don't give up on love. I truly believe, and I know I'm a romanticist and all that, but I believe that God, for the most part, has someone for everyone. It's very few people in this world who I think could be celibate and single and not need or yearn for that level of companionship. So please be encouraged. And like I always say, work on yourself while you're waiting on the Lord, because, marriage is real. It's work. You have to roll up your sleeves and put in the work. We don't always feel like we want to do that every day. And that's just married folk in general. That's just what it is. But I would say it's a beautiful thing. I know the world likes to make it seem like it's not that serious. It's not important. You don't need to be married. It's a joke. Side chicks are winning. All of that. But let me tell you something. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a gift that God gave. And don't give up. Please don't give up, At the same time, don't spend your life waiting and wishing and wishing and waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, while you're waiting on the Lord, enjoy your life. Travel. Try to make your career goals happen and whatever other goals you have for yourself in your life. And this way, at least when you're busy living life and then knock, homeboy comes or that young lady comes in, then it's like, ooh, and then you have something to offer. So I would say, work on you, get your life right, meaning, whatever moves you're trying to make to better yourself, to grow, all of that. Do all those things while you're waiting. And then this way, when that person does come, when God is like, all right, now you're ready, at least you have valuable things to bring to the table, because both parties have to bring valuable things to the table. It can't just be one person that's always holding things together, and you also have to really be emotionally ready for marriage. Like I said, it's not a fairy tale. The wedding and all that is great. I enjoyed thoroughly my journey to wedding. Had the time of my life planning my wedding with my mom. And, I'm glad, because it seems like a lot of brides have not really loved their journey to their marriage or to their wedding. I am so blessed to say that I loved it. I was sad when it was over, but at the same time, I understood that marriage is a whole other realm, and that you really have to be prepared emotionally, mentally, gotta be mature, understand yourself, have a certain level of security. It's a lot of things that, need to be put in place. And I'm speaking from a woman's perspective right now, but, so while you're waiting, get yourself ready. And before you know it, that person, God may say, here you go. Now is the time. And that's why I love to share bits of my love story, because you couldn't have told me when my husband first walked into that office that we were going to be married and this is what our life was going to be, In my mind, I would have given you 50 reasons why he wouldn't have wanted to date a young girl like me, and I was the very thing that he was looking for and that he wanted. and vice versa. So, you know, don't give up, guys. Ladies, please don't. It's out there. I believe everybody deserves to experience true adulthood, mature love if possible, you know? But like I said, we also have to be willing to put in the work within ourselves and within our marriage. And so while you're waiting, get yourself prepared, get yourself ready, right? Because there's always more work to be done to improve ourselves. At least that's my belief. So maybe I'll start sharing a part 2 and part 3 of my love story, because, you know, love stories I feel like go in phases. It's the beginning, the butterfly stage, and then it's the realm where you're like, I really love this person. And then it's the realm where you really get to know each other, the good and the bad, and you're like, I still love this person. Bloody boils my blood. So different realms of it. But it's a partnership, definitely. And so I'm glad that I can say my husband is ultimately my best friend. Like, he's my go-to. I can talk to him about anything pretty much. So yes, that's part 1 of our love story. Continue to head to the website, complexsimplicity.weebly.com. Thanks so much for the love.